everybody, this is Cipher Dec, and we are back in Space Engineers, and today we are going to go over how certain blocks connect to other blocks, or I had a question about hoppers, how to access them, or how do you connect them, and so I figured I'd just go over all of the blocks that I could think of that you may want to connect to. And so let's go ahead and just take a look at how everything is working here. First, we're going to start with large ships because they are easy and very fast. As you can see here, we have the large welder. It has 2 access ports on each side and 1 on the back. So in this configuration, you have the welder pipe going to a conveyor and then going to a crate. So what it does here is it pulls resources out of the crate and into the welder, and then welds whatever it is that you are building. And in the opposite way, this does the opposite. I don't know what I was trying to say there. The grinder actually pulls items from whatever it's grinding, and it will throw into a crate like this setup. So as you can see, it also has 3 ports on it, 2 on each side, or 2 on the sides and 1 on the back. And the drill has 1 on each side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 on the bottom, and then 1 on the back is 5. And this one here is kind of different. This is the rocket launcher for the large ship. You can use this 2 different ways. If you wanted to, you can enclose this whole thing, and you can load it manually by going here and pressing K. And you'll see that you can see the inventory of the rocket launcher. So you can put all the rockets in there, and you can only shoot up to as much rockets that you have in there. Or you have 2 side ports and 1 back port, and you can actually have this going to a crate that has ammunition in it and shoot until all your ammunition is gone. So there's that. Another thing is, large ships do not have Gatling guns, though they have Gatling turrets, and that's something completely different. So here I think is what the original question is how do you get supplies into a hopper, or how does the hopper work, or if you get something stuck in the hopper, how do you get it out, or how do you access it? So what we're going to do is we're going to just show here. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to press T on this first button. You'll see that resources will start dropping down from here, and it drops straight into the hopper into the refinery. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And to see that the resources did go into the refinery here, we will go to this, which is just a normal access point. Press K, go into inventory, and you can click this and type whatever thing you want to go to. So refinery, and you can see that we do have ore that is in there from it dropping down through the hopper. And then if you want to access the hopper itself, it's actually called a collector, so you just type collector, C-O-L, and there you go. And if there's something that's stuck in here, you could actually manually move it from here to here. So if I was to do that this way, you can see it, that's manually moving it there. So that's that. One other thing I wanted to show you is that you can actually, how to use this, how to set these buttons up. All you have to do is go to an empty button, or actually any button, press K, and now you have all the items that can be set up to work with this. So say you have a group, which I already have one set up. Let me just go ahead and delete this one. And this is all lights. So what we'll do is we'll right click it, toggle block on and off, click the left button, or the left mouse button, and then you'll see that it is on right now. If we go ahead and press escape, you'll see that if you press T on the 3rd button, all the lights are off. Press it again, and you can do anything with this. You can turn drills on if you wanted to. and anything you wanted. So that's how that works. Next thing is pistons. The reason I added those is because they also have connectors on them, so you can, or access ports on them, so you can move materials through them. The way I see using these is if you want to refuel a ship, you can have this flush with with your big ship and extend this out to a small ship and refuel it, or give them food and water if that was ever put into the game, and they can be on their merry way. And the small version is exactly the same. It has one port on the top and one port on the bottom. Now we're going to go to crates, and as you see here, we only are showing 2 crates. There is a 3rd crate, but it only works on small ships, so we'll start with the large ship and small ship versions of these 2, and then move on to the next ones. So this is a small crate on the large ship. You can see there's access points on all sides, where on the small ship version, you only have 2 access points, one on the front and one on the back. And on the large ship, or not the large ship, but the large container, again, you have access on all sides. But on the small ship version, it's very different. You'll see that you have the small port there, small port on the bottom, small port on the top. But on the sides, you have these big ports on 3 sides. It's almost like a baseball, how it has wrapping going one way and then wrapping going the other way. But there's that. Next thing is rockets, rocket launchers and Gatling guns for small ships. Now, rocket launchers for small ships cannot be rearmed, meaning they can't be connected to a crate. You can only put as many missiles that it allows you to by going to the front of it, pressing K, manually putting in your missiles here, and that's all you have access to for the whole fight. So that's why you see people who have probably 2 of these and then have Gatling guns, like 4 or 5 of them, because the Gatling guns you can access from a crate, which is kind of funny that on a large ship you can access from a crate for these, and you don't have these, and then on a small ship you have access on these, but you don't on these. So let's move on. So this shows a configuration of small reactors. Small reactors only have 1 port on them. So if you are going to have them hooked up to a ship, you need to make sure that they have a way to get out of your ship. And what I mean by that is have a port that you can access them with, because you have to put fuel in them for them to run. And I think some people may make a ship in survival mode and completely forget about having to feed the reactors, and so they have to grind away all the work that they did to get to the reactors, then hook up lines and so on. So this is just a small idea that I had. You have 3 conveyors here, and then you have 6 reactors on the outside, and it kind of looks like a little engine. This is the large reactor on a small ship. It has ports on 2 sides, one on the front and one on the back, none on the bottom, top, or left or right. Now then, we have our grinder for a small ship, and you'll see that as I put this pipe on here, that it has a large pipe access, and it kind of makes for some really frumpy looking ships, but it works out pretty well because of the way the large crates and the medium crates are set up. So there's that. And then here I set up this is of course again the small ship welder, have the pipes going on, and as you can see, this is actually not a pipe. It is a let's pull it up, there it is. It is actually a frame, so you can interlink parts between these 2 if you build it this way, where you don't have enough space for a regular size tube like this. Another thing that's pretty cool about those, let's go back here, is you can actually make them as long as you want. So if you want one solid looking piece, then you can do that. So there's that. Okay, now this is the medium crate. As you can see, it has two big ports on either side, and then it has two small ports on the opposite sides. So it's a pretty nice little crate. This is what I'm using on our Let's Play vehicle, and it's going to work out nice, I think. So let's move on. Here I'm showing the small reactor on a large ship, and you can see it has two access points, one on the top and one on the bottom, or it's an L shape. And then for the for this one, it has ports on one plane. Let me just pull that up real quick. You'll see that there's one on the front, top, back, and bottom, but not on the sides. So go ahead and get rid of that. And move on to the last thing I want to show you. This is a conveyor, a large conveyor on a small ship. It has it has four sides, I'm sorry, that are large, and then on the top and bottom it has three small ones. It's kind of a weird design, but I can see why they did that, so that you can have multiple items, like you could have your Gatling guns pulling off of this, and then you can have grinders or something. Maybe it's a multi-purpose ship or tool that you're needing to set up, and so that's that. The last thing I want to show you are batteries. Batteries are something that you don't see people talk about a lot, but they are actually very nice if you don't want to waste a lot of resources on, I don't know, on getting uranium and then refining it and then moving it to your ships. So yeah, but there's one thing I want to show you about it that you may want to know, because if you're going to use batteries and you're going to put them on a drone like I have here, let me go ahead and access the drone. It's K, then a drop down menu, find the name of the ship, and where you name it is under the info. So I named it Noid. Then I'm going to go down to a controller and control it, and you'll see that I can control it now. I can go ahead and bring it down, bring it back a little bit. Now, if I want to be able to just see what I'm doing, I can go ahead and press 1, because as you see here, I have the front camera, and this is actually the back camera. This is your battery recharge, and this is your battery on and off. And I'll show you why I put this one on there in just a moment. So what I'll do is I'll just come up here, make sure I get around. I'm going to change to the back camera now. It's kind of weird because some of the controls are backwards. I guess this is probably why people sometimes have more than one controller on them. More than one remote control, that is. So we'll back up into this, and this will turn yellow. Come on. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and press P. And then I'm going to press T. Alright, so now you can see that this is locked onto here. And if I go back into it, I'll actually have to look through the cameras anymore. First off, you'll see that it has access to everything that was on the station. So any power that is coming from the station is actually going through the ship. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and go back down to a controller, or wherever it is. Oh, I am on the Noid. It's right there. Control it. And now I'm going to go ahead and press number 3. Now you see that that has a blue light on it. Now say for some reason someone asks you to bring resources to them, and you're not paying attention, or maybe you were pretty far away. Maybe you have a station that's 5,000 kilometers away, and this is sitting at, let's say 4,000. That way it's actually within the maximum range of the antenna. Say it's 4,000 kilometers away, and you are not even thinking about the fact that you had it on recharge, because you're over here doing whatever it is that you're doing, and you press P to exit your to separate from the station. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Press P, and you'll see now I am not controlling the ship anymore because I can move around, and the ship has no power to it. Now, what is happening here is that while the battery is recharging, it is not powering the ship. The reason that the ship had power and all of these thrusters were working is because of the fact that the actual station was powering them. So you have to remember that before you separate, you make sure that you have that you have it so that your battery is not recharging anymore. So if we go ahead and press K on here, we go to battery and turn off recharge, you'll now see that all the thrusters are working fine. So guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you. Also, whenever you have whenever you're not recharging, this is green. When you're recharging, it's blue. And the last thing I wanted to show you, let me go ahead and press K again, get in here, go to the controller, control it, press P. Now it's locked onto there, and now I'm going to press number 4, and you'll see that the battery is now off. And whenever it's off and it has power, has stored power in it, it's going to have red dots for however many that it actually has power for, and then the rest are going to be black dots. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that back on and disconnect, and that is everything, guys. I hope I covered everything that you may have had questions on. One thing I've noticed is I am having problems with assemblers. Assemblers are not allowing me to, or are not moving automatically refined resources to the assembler, so you have to manually move them. And I've tried several different ways. I've even used the hopper where the hopper was not the hopper, but the collector, it was attached directly to the top of the assembler, and the tube was moving the resources to it, but it wouldn't even accept the materials that you're putting into it. It was actually just stopping on top of the collector. I don't know what's going on, if that's something that's known, but you can manually move things between them. It's not really a big deal as long as you have it somehow connected to your refinery. It's not really going to be an issue. It's just annoying that you have to move all your resources so that you can make things out of those resources. But otherwise, I think that's the only thing I've found an issue with lately. If you have any questions or want me to go over anything else, if you have any ship ideas that you just want to see, definitely go back and check some of the designs that I came up with for the Bullet and other ships that I've made. And maybe you have an idea of something that you want me to make now. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. This is Cipher Dec. Have a great day. Peace out.